The story begins. In the year 2010, CIA agents Matthew and Emily were preparing for a mission. They have to infiltrate the house of a European terrorist named Gore. Gore is currently celebrating his son's 8th birthday. They must steal the ICS, which controls the world's critical systems. Before the mission, Amy secretly took a pregnancy test. Meanwhile, Matthew urged her to get ready fast. At Gore's house, Emily pressed Matthew to leave the gun in the car. It's a kid's party. Shots could hurt someone. Their boss Chuck told them that you two have to act as a couple selling French weapons. When they both went inside holding hands, Chuck realized that something was going on between them. He said that sending you both here together was a mistake. Acting. Lie better. Spray. Soon as Gore held her hand and kissed it, his fingerprints were captured and his voice was recorded in Emily's watch. At this time, Chuck was fully guiding them on how to proceed. Matthew and Emily soon reached Gore's office. They opened the safe using the fingerprint and voice and took out the ICS from there. But as soon as the safe was open, a silent alarm went off and the guards came there. Matthew and Emily faced them head on and took them all down. Chuck called. SIX agent Baron Andrews waited. Emily's ex. Prep. Chuck had already told them not to tell Baron anything about the key. He clearly said that we can't trust anyone. Baron greeted Emily very warmly, but his behavior with Matthew was quite strange. There was light banter going on between them. It was clear that they didn't particularly like each other. Anyway, soon the plane took off. Their mission was almost complete, so Matthew suggested celebrating with champagne. But Emily refused to drink. Sensing trouble, Matthew asked, "What's going on? What are you hiding?" Then Emily finally said, "I'm pregnant." And she even had many test kits to prove she was sure, absolutely certain. Hearing it, Matthew was startled but happy. He said, "I'd gladly start a family with you, right away, together, today." Both were happy when Emily suddenly felt sick and ran to the restroom. The flight attendant said it was out of order. She couldn't enter. The flight lasted 11 hours, which made this strange. Emily quietly signaled Matt. Then suddenly the flight attendant pulled out a gun from behind and said, "Hand over the ICS to me." To distract him, Matthew threw the ICS into the air. Seeing a chance, Emily attacked, grabbed the gun. Then other attackers emerged, and the fight began. But amid struggle, the same flight attendant picked up a round, loaded the gun, and as the gunman was about to fire, Matthew shoved him, throwing off his aim. The shot veered and hit the plane's pilot, after which the plane went out of control very quickly. After that, the attendant quickly ran to get the parachute and the ICS. But the plane slammed into a mountain, and the villain was yanked out. The jet was about to crash. To live, they had to bail now. Matthew put the last parachute on Emily and said, "Take care of the baby and yourself, please." But Emily refused to leave him. She wrapped her legs around Matthew's waist, opened the parachute, and they both survived. After landing on the ground, both of them decided that as agents, they couldn't live a normal life. The blast was so huge everyone would think they died in the crash, so the two decided it was best to disappear. Matthew said, "I have no one. It's easy, but you must leave your mom for good." Emily said, "It's not that hard. I barely get along with her." Then the story jumped 15 years. We see Emily and Matt living a quiet life at home with their kids. Their daughter Alice is sharp-tempered, does whatever she wants, and rarely listens. Their son Leo is shy and keeps to himself, absorbed in gadgets. On the way to school, Emily asked, "Movie tonight?" But Alice, ignoring her mother, said, "I'm going to study at my friend's." After dropping the kids, Emily and Matt watched them through binoculars, like spies from afar. After observing for a while, Emily said that she was with the same boy again. Matt didn't feel it was right to spy on his own children. He said they should live their lives, but Emily didn't stop. She said they were holding hands. He even kissed her, but then Alice saw them. She angrily said, "What are you doing here?" After that, out of the shame of being caught, they quietly drove away from there. At night, she was complaining about her daughter. "She doesn't listen at all. Get out of my room. Give me food. Teenagers are so useless. Just then she noticed that messages were popping up again and again on Alice's laptop in her backpack. Emily hesitated a little, but then picked up the laptop. She tried to unlock it by entering the password, but it didn't work, and just then Matt arrived there. He said, "What are you doing? These antics make your daughter angrier." Emily said, "I think she's lying, going elsewhere under the pretense of study." But Matt stopped her from opening laptop. As she opened it, a sticker came off Emily's laptop. She saw a hint. Entered password, "Mom sucks." It unlocked, and she was furious. Then she read the messages and found out that Alice was going to an event called Chemical Apocalypse. Upon hearing Chemical Apocalypse from his mother, Leo explained that it's a club party where there are a lot of drugs and alcohol. Hearing this, Emily and Matt tracked Alice's phone and reached that club. Inside the club, they both saw that Alice was dancing in the VIP section. Emily went straight to her, called her, and said, "Let's go home right now." Then some boys came over and started teasing them by calling them old. But the limit was crossed when a boy grabbed Alice's hand to stop her as she was leaving. This infuriated Emily. She grabbed the boy's neck and smashed his head against the wall. Then boys began fighting them both. I stepped in too, backing Emily. Together, they crushed the entire gang in minutes and slammed their leader to the ground. Then Emily and Matt realized their fight had been filmed right then. I instantly grabbed a guy's phone and deleted the video. On the way home, they admitted they'd learned from her laptop. For that behavior, Alice was grounded for several days. Angry, she said she'd pick a college so far away she wouldn't have to see them, which made Emily and Matt start yelling. Then Alice said, "You're liars. How'd you all learn to fight so well?" Emily snapped, "We took 12 taekwondo classes. You don't fight well after one class. Do you think I'm crazy, Mom?" Anyway, later, Emily told Matt that she missed her old life as an agent. Matt told her to calm down a bit. "Remember, we left everything for the family." Then, joking around, the two started reliving their old days and began sparring with each other. Matt was surprised to see him and asked how he had found them. Chuck said their club fight video was trending. Emily said to quickly come inside the house, but Chuck said there was no time. He got straight to business. He said that your ex-boyfriend Baron was a traitor, and now he is looking for you together with Gore. Chuck said that if he could reach here so easily, Gore must also have learned the location. But Emily couldn't understand what they wanted from them, especially after so many years. Then it is revealed that the ICS key wasn't found anywhere in the plane crash wreckage. Gore thinks they have it. Chuck said that your house is not safe anymore, and just then a sniper shot Chuck straight in the neck. Suddenly, a lot of thugs came outside their house and started shooting. It was a good thing that the kids were still at school. Matt and Emily quickly hid indoors, then realized these people could seize the kids. Both sprinted toward the garage. They rigged one car's accelerator so it burst through the door and slammed straight into the goons' vehicle. Meanwhile, Emily and Matt took another car and drove out. At the same time, the goons started chasing them. On the way, Emily said, "How prove it? We lack the key." Matt said, "Don't be mad. One thing." Emily got it. "You're crazy. Did you take it?" He feared it falling into wrong hands. That's why he had hidden the ICS key at Emily's mother's house, because the security there is very strong. Meanwhile, the hired goons were closing in. Matt made a Diet Coke and Mentos bomb and threw it into their car. The driver lost control and hit their truck. When danger passed, they ran to the school and got their kids. The kids, confused or scared, wondering why they were suddenly running away. Without saying much, Matt and Emily took them to the airport. The kids asked why we were suddenly going to England. Emily said, "We're going to meet your grandma." "We have a grandma?" Alice snapped. "Mom, how many lies have you told? You said grandma was dead." Matt stepped in and calmed them both. Matt saw a man getting out of a car and signaled to Emily. As she got off the bus, Emily deliberately bumped into the man and stole his keys. She deftly handed the key to Matt. Matt quickly brought the car and told the kids that it was a rental, getting quickly, but they didn't know that one of Gore's men was there at the time and was secretly sending their location to his boss. Through the airport's camera system, Baron also got word that they had returned. He said he had been searching for the ICS key for 15 years and immediately told his team to find them. He told his assistant to watch the kids. They'd surely make trouble. Meanwhile, in the car, Emily took both children's phones and snapped the SIM cards. Then suddenly, the car ran completely out of gas. Leo was very hungry and started complaining. They stopped at a nearby gas station. While Matt was filling up, he gave the kids some money to go get something to eat. Inside, the two kids whispered, "Did you see them toss our passports?" They wondered if our parents were criminals, fleeing country with us. Then Alice noticed her brother's gaming device also connects to internet. Alice said that she had seen the name on the passport. Find out who Jeffrey Baker is. Her brother did a quick search and found that a man named Jeffrey Baker died in 1952. Now the children's suspicion of their parents was growing even more. Outside, Matt and Emily were just thinking about what to do next when Gore's goons reached them. And at the same time, Baron also got their location. Matt and Emily saw that the goons were surrounding them. Before the attack, Matt lit the petrol nozzle and began attacking his enemies with fire. Emily also grabbed a weapon and started taking them down. The children watched in shock as their parents fought like James Bond, killing enemies, not caring what would happen next. After this fight, Matt quickly got the children into the car. Emily saw a thug about to shoot them, so she reversed the car and ran him over. Kids got more scared. Alice started asking who that man was, why you did that to him, and why he was shooting at us. Now she was sure that her parents were terrorists. Then, Baron passed by with his team, and seeing them, told his driver to turn back around. Meanwhile, to block the road, Max snapped the truck's chain, sending heavy pipes crashing across the roadway. He fired at the truck's tire, and the rig flipped, blocking the road. Baron fumed that they'd slipped his grasp. Meanwhile, inside the car, the kids started demanding answers now. Matt finally told the whole truth. The two of them had been CIA agents, spies. At this, Leo happily started saying that Dad can beat up Sydney's dad and Connor's dad. He can beat up all the dads at school. Matt replied that yes, he could beat them all up, just not all at once. Even Emily was impressed by this. But Emily scolded the kids. Why did you go online? Leo said he had just Googled something on the gaming device. Hearing this, Matt took the device and threw it onto the roof of a moving truck. He plays a lot of violent games anyway. Leo sneered. I play, but unlike you, I don't do it in real life. Baron investigated the gas station. A thug's tattoo showed he served Gore. Next morning, I took my family to Emily's mother's. Mother and daughter hadn't spoken in a long time, so Matt said he would talk. The children were amazed to see the huge palace. Is this Grandma's house? Are you from the royal family or what? Emily unlocked the gate with code. On entry, a gunshot rang. Jean, their grandmother, tested her aim at a bird. The kids met her for the first time. Emily learned I'd sent Jeannie their photos for years. Leo asked Grandma, "Can I hug you?" Jeannie said no. We don't do that. Bring the dead bird. Inside the mansion was grander. I grabbed the ICS key and go. But Jeannie said wait. Then a man walked in, her boyfriend, Nigel. They started kissing before everyone, which surprised everyone a little. Matt told Nigel, why not show the kids the house? Meanwhile, I need to speak with Jeannie. Elsewhere, Baron tracked the discarded gaming device, soon realizing they'd been misled. Then his assistant reported they'd also tracked the stolen car. That car had gone into this large mansion. Checking the records revealed that the mansion belongs to Jeannie, who was a very famous MI6 agent in her time. Baron explained that they would need special permission to search her house. When he saw Jeannie's file, he found that Emily is her daughter, and she had kept this fact hidden from everyone. Inside the house, Nigel was showing the kids his gadgets. He said he was also training to become a spy. Alice wasn't interested and went outside. Downstairs, Matt told Jeannie he'd hidden the ICS key in her part of the house. Hearing this, Jeannie was furious and said, "You brought danger to my home." Emily said, "Mom, at least stop being selfish. You never cared, sending me far to America to study. The day I got pregnant, I decided I would never raise my children the way you did." Jeannie said, What good did that do? She gets along with you but hates her daughter, not you. Millie felt her mother was right. Alice, afar, was sad seeing her mother upset. She thought, I'm such a bad daughter. Soon, Matt and Emily went to find the ICS key. Alice told her grandmother, don't hate my mom. Please stop saying that ever again. Jeannie smiled and said that no child can hate their parents. They just get angry sometimes. And your mother is much better than me. Suddenly, some armed goons stormed into the house. They blew up the gate and entered the compound. Unaware of all this, Matt led Emily to the wine cellar where he'd hidden the ICS key 15 years earlier. Suddenly, a helicopter roared outside. Realizing the attack had begun, they bolted inside through side door. As soon as they entered, they saw that Jeannie and Nigel were tied up. Emily quickly freed her mother and ran with Matt to find the children. In the main hall, they encountered many armed thugs who had captured Leo and Alice. Emily and Matt realized that they couldn't fight so many goons at once. To save their children, Matt admitted that the ICS key was with them. I'll give it to you. Just then, an old familiar face appeared. They were stunned to see that Chuck was still alive. Chuck explained that Baron hadn't done anything. He's a good, decent man. The bullet and blood you saw were all fake. After the plane crash, the responsibility for the failed mission fell on him. His agency career was ruined. Now he's back for revenge. And the key. Chuck grabbed the ICS key and had his hacker confirm it. Meanwhile, the guards checked Jeannie and believed she was still a captive there. Seizing the moment, Jeannie pulled out her hidden tranquilizer gun and started knocking out the soldiers one by one. When more goons arrived, she had to fight with a knife and things from the kitchen. In this fight, Nigel was shot. In the other room, the goons got distracted, and taking advantage of this, Emily and Matt began taking them down. But Chuck's special men kept their guns trained on the children. As soon as Matt and Emily paused, someone attacked them from behind and knocked them unconscious. When they regained consciousness, they saw that Jeannie was there, but it was too late now. Chuck's men had kidnapped the children and taken them away by helicopter. They checked the CCTV footage, but the helicopter's registration number wasn't clear. Then Matt noticed in the video that Leo was holding his hand up to the camera. He realized that he was showing his fitness tracker ring, whose location could be tracked. Matt logged in. Kids at 18 Museum. That night, he and Ellie went. Tight security. They left the weapons outside and sneaked in quietly. Chuck asked Gore for a huge sum of money to sell the ICS key. This upset Gore greatly, and he felt that Chuck had betrayed him. That's why Gore told his men that he needs that key at any cost. Meanwhile, Chuck took his buyers to the roof. He told his hacker to shut down all of London's power at once. The ICS key's real edge was letting you hack almost any system with ease. Within seconds, the whole city slipped into sudden darkness. Downstairs in the museum, Matt and Emily realized Chuck showed Key's power. Then Emily said he must be on the roof, since you can see far from there clearly. They saw some of Gore's men getting into the elevator, so they slipped into it with them. On the roof, Chuck was proudly bragging about the key's power. He told the hacker that if they wanted, they could even open the dam built on the river. Usually controlled by the Navy, the barrier keeps seawater out of the city. When it began lowering, the Navy panicked at once. Meanwhile, Matt reached the top floor, but armed thugs blocked his way. They fought fiercely and took down all the guards. The buyers were also very impressed by the key's power, and in the end, one man bought it for $250 million. Just then, Baron arrived with his men. Matt asked how he had found out about this place. Baron replied that the two of them were international fugitives. Catching people like them is his job. Emily said, "Don't do anything yet. They have our children." But Baron said that he would not arrest them, especially after learning that they had kept the key from falling into the wrong hands. Baron had realized that Chuck was the real mastermind and offered to join forces with Matt and Emily. Now everyone stormed into Chuck's auction house together. Meanwhile, Chuck ran off and Matt and Emily chased after him. Baron's men began fighting the armed thugs. Chuck told his team to get the kids on the boat, and he got on with them himself. Meanwhile, Gore's men stopped Matt and Emily and demanded the key. But suddenly, laser dots appeared on the goons' faces. It was Jeannie, aiming a gun at them. Terrified, Gore's men dropped their weapons. Matt and Emily then grabbed the goons' bikes and started chasing the boat. Gore's backup team also started chasing them on bikes, so Matt and Emily had to split up. Matt used his superb riding skills to shake off his pursuer, while Emily cleverly took down the man chasing her and quickly boarded a speedboat. Matt soon followed her onto the boat. Now both of them were closing in on Chuck. Chuck told the hacker to bring the key to the safe house quickly, but Nigel, who was sitting outside in the truck, was waiting for Jeannie. He saw the hacker and quickly chased after her, ramming his vehicle into her car. In the crash, the hacker fainted. Nigel quickly grabbed the key, informing Jeannie. Jeannie said to hurry up and close the barrier, but poor Nigel was so nervous he couldn't manage it. Error messages kept popping up on the screen. At the same time, Matt and Emily reached Chuck's boat. They leapt aboard and started throwing his men into the water. Nigel finally used his head and carefully began closing the barrier. Matt and Emily realized a collision was imminent up ahead. They put life jackets on both children and tossed them into the water so they'd be safe. Then the two of them went for Chuck together. They shoved him overboard, then at the last moment jumped in. The boat hit the barrier head on, and a huge explosion followed. Now everything was over and their family was completely safe. Matt praised Leo's presence of mind, and Emily hugged Alice tightly. A little later, Jeannie arrived, and Emily hugged her too. Now mother and daughter are fine, and the family's together. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and see you next video.